Yes, people, how's everyone doing? Wow, yeah. You know what? That were a bit of a. I mean, a bit of that was an absolute statement. To be fair, it was a statement. Um, this season's been so kind of. I think with the international break and stuff like that, it's not really in full momentum, and there's not been that game this season for me that real rival game where you felt really deeply into it, if that makes sense. Of course, you're always happy, you always wanted Leeds to win, obviously. But this one, you felt really deeply part of, and you could tell, obviously, listening to the atmosphere, it sounded unreal. Um, and then you go and put a performance like that on in that game and win it the way you did, the way we played, the way we absolutely suffocated Sheffield United. And again, off the ball we were off the ball, we are unreal. Obviously, we're decent on the ball, but off the ball, we are unreal. The way in which we win that ball back within 2 or 3 seconds, max of 5 seconds after we lose it so many times, good areas as well, is really impressive. The second balls, the counter press, on the counter, yeah, we are off the ball. Our shape before we receive the ball again is really, really, really good in the low block as well. But yeah, player rating, let's get into it. There's some good ones in this. Don't worry. Goalkeeper, I'm not going to say too much about the goalkeeper. Came, caught most things, to be fair. Did all right in that sense. Didn't have too much to do. Was worried, obviously, with the mistake, whether that play on his mind. But in this situation, he played it safe, got on with it, did his job. Next. Had to rate. The centre backs, yeah, the centre backs. Now, Rodon was very good. Don't get me wrong, he was very good. There was just 1 or 2 moments in the game. The touch, everyone knows what a touch it was. But after that, he kind of didn't have an idea in his mind where he was going to play it. I think the touch was too good in a way. Maybe he should just headed it, just got it out. But yeah, 1 or 2 moments in the game. But as he grew into it again, he drove with the ball. He found passes into midfield eventually, which worked really, were really effective. It cut out their entire midfield with one pass, and he was back on it. It was just 1 or 2 moments for Rudd, and he's kind of got this level of ultra competitiveness where he never really seems fully calm. I think he's always he's just probably really desperate to get these back to the Premier League, and you've got a contrast in that with Pascal next to him, who is the opposite of that, who's always calm. I guess it kind of works with the balance. Because Pascal Struijk again yesterday is proving what an unbelievable player we've got at this level, to be honest with you. He's always had that in there, hasn't he? He's just consistent injuries have not helped his career form, I think, at times as well. Feeling part of it, feeling that he is an important player. Well, now he is a really important player. He's got the armband since obviously Ampadu's injury, and guy looks unreal. He looks unreal. Honestly, Rolls Royce. He doesn't get beat 1v1 ever. His tracking's excellent. His ball playing from the back is predominantly really good. And Joe Rodon's been up there as well. But I just think Pascal had the moments yesterday that were up there, and Rodon had 1 or 2 moments that he went, ooh, transition. And obviously the goal as well at the corner, the only threat we have really, but not on his head, usually at his feet when he scores from corners. So good finish, whether it came off his shin or not, I believe he said in his presser. But centre back partnership, people, is, everyone that's played will know that centre back partnership is everything in any winning team. And with the erraticness and the aggression of Rodon, and then you've got the calmness of Struijk, it equals a good measure for me. I really like it. I really like both of them. I like the partnership. Very good. Fullbacks. Talk about Jayden Bogle. Firpo was decent. I don't think it was his best. Some crosses were not great. It's just trying to find an area, but the area weren't quite there. That's all the real thing. I think 2 or 3 crosses could have been better from Junior Firpo, but apart from that, his overall game was the usual self. Just that final ball was a bit off sometimes. But Jayden Bogle, I thought he was brilliant, and he's quietly been brilliant for the last 3 or 4 games. Quietly looked really consistent and really good. got to give people time, and this is it. The guy came from Sheffield United in the Premier League, where he's been battered every week. You need to regain that confidence to refine yourself as a player and find that inner confidence that you had before you went to the Prem. Because it can do that to people. We've seen it with Junior. We've seen it with a lot of players in our team. It destroys your confidence. It destroys your identity as a player. You kind of lose who you are as a player. And Jordan Bogle is finding that again, and he looks just really comfortable now. Really comfortable out there. Obviously, his ex-club and some of the stuff that went on, he wanted this one, and good to have a personality like that who wants to step up in these big games. He's good against Sheffield Wednesday as well. He likes the rivalries, Jaden Bogle. I think he's a better player in a rivalry where you're the dominant team. But yeah, very good fullbacks as well, making out a top back four performance as usual, both on and off the ball as well. The timing of when they went forward and how they tracked back was really impressive. But we'll get more into the more exciting things. And yeah, you're looking at this. I've given 2 9s. Anyone that's watching for over a few months knows I don't give 9s very often. That's not a thing. If you get a 9, you've done unbelievable. And I've given 2. I've given out 2 9s. The best believe there's going to be no more 9s for a few more weeks. How could I not? Literally, how? See what I did there? How could I not? Brilliant. Unbelievable. Anyway, but how could I not? Who do we talk about first? Let's talk about them both. I think that there is downsides to them two as a pairing, and that's why we still need to get that DM in, that free agent. Absolutely, 100%. But on the ball, positionally, and in transition, they are unbelievably important to this team and the way we played against Sheffield United. Every decision they made on the ball, you could see the thought process behind it. It wasn't just I'll give it there for purpose of giving it to the guy next to me. So I'll give it there to do something, to create something. I want purpose in every movement I have. And I've watched a lot of Altanaka. It is Altanaka, what I'm about. I watched a lot of Altanaka before he came to Leeds, and I wanted this guy for over a year. And this is why he's so good. I can't explain just how simple and how easy he makes everything look, and how the game is played at his tempo a lot of the time. And when you've got someone next to him in Joe Rothwell, who also plays a tempo style game where if he's driving, the team better react to that, because that's the tempo the game's been at. The decision making, and we're going forward. We're going quickly. Every free kick we had in the middle, they put it down and they played. There was no slow, there was none of this slow down. There was balls being switched. The balance on the ball was unbelievable, and actually off the ball as well. I think it helped because I think O'Hare for them played very high at times, almost too close to Kiefer Moore at top, which meant I don't think they really had that threat from him. It was more of a threat from a fullback or the centre backs who had to mark him. So them two had a fairly decent job. Vinny Sousa obviously were deep, Arbasa was quite deep, so everything was kind of in front of them, which obviously massively helped. So that where Joe Bellingham last week got in those spaces, they didn't really have that threat. That is still a threat, and on transition, I'm still worried that they don't have those real love for defending to track their man every time. But on the ball and in possession, I don't think it's any better. When Rothwell came in, did a video, obviously the Sky report on him and everything about him and everything I knew about him, and people were saying, "Oh, he's not this, he's not that. He's not great. He's not showing ambition." He's ultimate squad player at this level. And what I mean by that is, when he comes in, he's fit, he'll do a job extremely well. And we saw that. They were both unbelievable. Anything you want from your midfielder, yesterday they did. They dictated the tempo of the game. They dominated that midfield. That good midfield, Sheffield United, very good midfield. They dominated it. They chose where the ball went. They created the attacks. One pass every time through their entire midfield into the spaces. Forward, progression. They were both unbelievable. Can't separate them. They were both unbelievable. You still need that CDM, because there will be games where there will be runners in behind them. There'll be runners off them, and their tracking isn't brilliant. So we need that defensive-minded player, definitely, in the squad. But kudos. Unbelievable. The wingers, I was impressed with wingers. Look, you guys know, you probably might be thinking that's harsh. I'm harsh on wingers. I told you this. I just can't help it. I expect a lot. You know, I mentioned last week that larger on his arm. I wanted to run at people more because he absolutely would leave them for dead. It was the centre back that tried to, when he ran out, flicked it round him and had that shot and nearly scored. Great save. That's the type of stuff he did. There was one in the first half, second half, where I dribbled past 3 or 4 of them and we nearly scored from it. He's so capable of running up defenders, so capable. And he's doing it slightly more each game now. And once he starts doing that consistently, and I start seeing that consistently, the ratings will be in the 8s. Because he's a very good player, and I have a very high standard of him in this league, and he's impressed me a lot. He has impressed me a lot, and when he runs at people, he's ridiculously good. It's very instinctive with him. He knows what he's going to do. It's very instinctive. It's in Rutter, in the way Rutter did it. He doesn't overthink what he's doing. He just trusts his body and his mind, and it just kind of happens. So yeah, give him a 7. He's very good yesterday. And remember, he's just come to this league as well from Spain. There's a lot of adjusting to do. And he's adjusted really well. Nonto was Nonto. He was excellent. Again, I thought there's one moment he annoyed me where went down and didn't get up. And he 2 or 3 players saying, get up. But apart from that, I thought he was brilliant again. These guys have played, well, he's played a lot of football in the last few weeks, obviously playing full minutes, international duty, the captain. So yeah, not too much on him. I thought he was good. That been amazing. But he was very good. Like, he dictated the attack at a lot of times. He's at the level we need him now. And that's great to see. And the other players in the attack are also stepping up to that level. So yeah, very good from them too. We've got very good wingers. When you can bring on Dan James and Manor Solomon, I'm seeing criticism for, by the way, the guy who's been injured for 3 to 4 weeks. He's not going to come on and light the world up. Give him a few weeks, if he can stay fit in a few weeks. That's the problem in it with Manor Solomon. And he stay fit for long enough to be sharp. That's the issue. Joe Pro and Aronson. Now, Aronson, yeah, look. He's, out of everyone in the team, you could probably argue that he's had the toughest last few years in terms of criticism at whatever club he's been at. Maybe Firpo could say that as well. But Aronson was heavily criticised and not really liked by Leeds United by the first few weeks of the season in the Premier League when he joined. He went through a long time and was overused and overplayed and burnt out, I think. Lost his confidence, lost his identity as well, lost who he was as a player, I thought. And he's found that a little bit. But he's not found it in the sense where he's a world beater, and you can't expect him to find that really quick. Remember, he was at Union Berlin last year, and it was the same situation. I think he started off all right, but then had criticised heavily a lot, consistently as well, for most of the season until the last few weeks, where he was actually all right from what I saw. He's a guy who just really needs to find his identity as a player again and be the player he was at Salzburg. Because I do think, if you look at his performances maybe a few weeks ago compared to now, there is that rush element is getting a little worse. I don't think that's something that is a worry for me. That's just something that he has to analyse, the staff has to analyse. He's just got to calm down and refine that calmness that he brought to Leeds a few weeks ago. He's playing a lot of football, again, travelling a lot, and you have to consider that. I think he came back to Leeds on Thursday. Like, if you're expecting someone to come back on Thursday, whatever, having all the minutes he's played on international duty and be immaculate, then that's just ridiculous. The long flights, and it's not fair on him. He's had 1 recovery session. That's it. So maybe he did look a bit lost, but he still did his thing. He was so confident. You know, he still battled, he still fought. In fact, in his presser, mentioned him after the game and said, look, I wanted to keep him on longer because people don't realise the amount of running he does massively helps. Massively helps the team. It allows us to be progressive. It allows us to be aggressive and win the ball back. He's a key part of that. Just his energy brings people up. We're just looking for that calmness and that fine detail in the final third or on the ball just to make that decision a little quicker. But that'll come. And sometimes you've got to go through these tough months of finding yourself to do it. And then when you do it, that's when you become unstoppable and you become the football player that, you were. So I'm a patient with Brendan Aronson. I am. Because the amount of criticism he's had, and he probably lost his identity as a footballer and wants to find it. And I think he will. I'll overuse him, though. We have to realise that we have options on the bench. He doesn't have to play 90 minutes. He doesn't have to start. I want him to be a big part of the team. I don't want him to go into the bench and not play any minutes, because then that ruins his confidence and we won't see that side of him that I know is there. But yeah, it was all right yesterday. I give him a 5.5. I think it was all right. It was all right. Again, I'm taking into consideration, got off the plane on Thursday and we played on Friday, so he'll be fine. A lot of hard work to do, and I'm sure he's working hard to complete it and become a better player and find himself again as a footballer. And I believe he will. And he's still doing the good things. He's still not hiding. Even if he's losing the ball and making the wrong decisions, he's still there. He's still making those decisions. It's temperament to a player when they don't do that, when they hide and they really play the safe option. So yeah, and he had a job yesterday. He had a job of keeping Vinicius quiet. He kind of sacrificed part of his game to just annoy Vinny Souza and keep him out of the game. And he did that. So fair play to him. And Pirro, look, if he's not scoring, he's getting an assist. He's got them moments in him as Joe Pirro, hasn't he, where he's unbelievable. That pass again, he's done a few of them this year and last. Them passes off the last man are very good. But again, I give him 6.5 because there's still moments where his touch is just really bad and that's something he's got to work on. I don't know why that is. I don't know what that's about. Just moments of the game where he loses the ball in silly areas and makes the wrong decision, but he's playing all right now, Joe Pirro. He's finding his form in the team. He's scoring. He's getting assists. He's contributing to the score, and that's a thing that, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, right? Well, it isn't, but it is. For his perspective, when he's playing, don't try and be what you're not. Try and be what you are, but do it better and try and find a way to fit that to the team. Not going to score, get an assist. And did that. Great ball. Great pass was unbelievable. 6.5. Well done, Joe. And just finally, the sub. Look, I'm not going to talk too much on Solomon and James. I don't think they did too much in terms of impact. They were just there. They did the thing. They ran. They worked hard. Solomon was actually involved in the goal. Dropped deep, which took the winger out, which created space. But Mateo Joseph came on again and showed sad player he is and showed that clinical side of it. Had one chance and he took it away. I bet that felt like a millennial in front of that goal. But look, the guy's so talented. Still don't need to rush him because he's clearly still developing at a good level. I mean, look at him each week. Careful with him. Don't burn him out. Don't give him too much pressure yet. There's no need. He's 21 now. Long season ahead. He keeps doing what he's doing. He's going to set himself up for an unbelievable future. Hopefully that's with us. But even if it wasn't, he's going to have a good future as this lad. Mentality is on point. He scored, got his chance and he took it, and I'm very happy for him. And his celebration was ace as well. Yeah, very good for Mateo Joseph. Very impressed. And just overall, I think, again, going back to who we play, I'm seeing people say, we'll have tougher tests, they're not that good. In terms of tests in this league, that is the toughest one you'll probably get, bar maybe Burnley away, Sunderland and Norwich away. Two of them we've played. I don't know. In terms of this league, how tests go, that's a tough one. Not had really any injuries either. I think they had 3 away on international duty. So they don't have the jet lag problem and full week training. We did all this with 1 full session together. That shows that instinctively now, finally, the players are starting to understand fully what Daniel Farke wants from each individual in their role. A lot of that helps for me because you have 2 unbelievably smart players in midfield in Rothwell and Tanaka. Everyone else is just starting to really understand their roles. There will be different types of games that I think may look tougher. Look, Sheffield United weren't great on the game, but even Chrissy Wilder came out after and said, look, they were just far better than us. They were better than we expected. they deserved it. So there you go. We were just too good. You even said it. We've got to keep this up because we've got a real chance now. You look at that performance, and this is a team who's not lost. And they've won 5, drew 3, I think, something like that. Or 1-4, drew 3. Good team. Very good team. If they went for the point deduction, they would have been top. We just looked to level the two above. We had an answer for everything they tried. We were excellent. Now it's about maintaining that, right? Obviously, it's about building on it, keeping that momentum against Watford, who, by the way, as of time recording, are also 3 points off the top. That'll be a tough game as well. Very experienced team in there, good players. So, got to keep this up. This is the point of the season now where momentum starts going. The table starts taking shape. Gaps may be formed. Got 4 more games for the next international break. I want all wins. I want all them to be wins, if I'm being really honest. Won't mind one draw in there and the rest wins, but I'd like them all to be wins. And I think we're capable of it. And we've shown with little resources in terms of injuries and lack of training and people jet lagged that we're a good team and we get what we're doing. And that's down to the manager and the players together as one. So yeah, I'm very happy indeed. Long way to go this season. Will be different challenges in there. But yeah, again, as usual, please smash a like if you don't mind. Let me know what you guys think about it. I will reply to every comment this time, I promise. Just in the national break, it's just, been doing work stuff as well. I apologise, but I will do it for this video because it's about the game, so it's important. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Legends. In a bit. Bye.